Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade!
Welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge, a podcast where we discuss the dystopian hellscape that capitalism that we call home. Hey everybody, Josh Radio Hedge.
And Joy Marie Mann. What's up, everybody? It's a wonderful Tuesday. So first we have to talk about Labor Day. Josh, did you leave out milk and cookies for Eugene Debs?
I left out pot cookies, and I didn't know that Eugene Debs was a straight edge. So, I think that was a faux pas. I'm not sure.
Well, it could be corpses may not deal well with drugs. I'm not totally sure, but we love you, Eugene. We love you. You are a king.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes. All my heroes are dead. And that way they can't disappoint me. That's how I like it.
See, I'm in the other camp. I feel like all my heroes are now like the worst people in the world, which is a real shame. Don't
have heroes that are alive. Definitely don't. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, don't do it, people. Don't do it. And also, don't be a hero worshiper. Even if you don't say, so-and-so is my hero. I'm seeing a lot of people who were burners who are definitely licking boots of certain people now and getting very sycophanty if you dare say something. So we'll get to that a little later. Whenever you freak out because your favorite politician is above criticism, you need to fucking check yourself. Period. But anyway, let's go to our first topic tonight. The first topic is very important to me because for those of you who don't know, I did just publish a book, Our Friend Temujin, The Wrongful Conviction of Temujin Khensu. Please get your copy now, Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Now, the reason he has been in prison almost 40 fucking years, even though he's been proven innocent, is this biznitch called Dana Nessel, who is the AG in Michigan. And you also may know her because she's the one that lied about Flint and made up all the reports. She's that awesome. So not only is she keeping a man with a brain tumor proven innocent in jail for almost 40 years and counting, now she's doing another thing. Let's see, what is she doing now? Let's see.
Yeah, I'll read this. Kevin Kajewski Esquire says, only gets worse. I'm appalled by AG Dana Nessel's office trying to silence a detective in a $58 million lawsuit exposing AG office corruption. They threatened Detective Stasiak with a job loss and criminal charges if she testified truthfully, told her to arrive unprepared and to forget key facts, and sent an intimidator to her deposition. This is witness tampering and obstruction to cover up their wrongful prosecution, and Assistant AG Brian Kolodjik's misconduct, later disbarred for misconduct, including S relationship with a victim. AG Nessel's office not only permitted the initial wrongful prosecution, but also unethically tried to cover it up in the civil lawsuit, resulting in a $58 million verdict that taxpayers now must pay. Michigan deserves an AG who upholds justice, not one hiding behind inappropriate privileges and denials.
So yet another wrongful conviction. This one, however, is being called out. If you want to read the next two little blurbs. It kind of gives a heads up what exactly it is.
There's more of the details. It says State Police Nessel's office sought to quash detectives' deposition in $58 million lawsuit. Michigan State Police and Michigan Attorney General's office attempted to limit the testimony of a detective whose investigation into Assistant Attorney General Brian Brian, was key to a civil case that led to a $58 million jury verdict. Detective Sergeant Jacqueline Stasiak, just 8 months out from retirement, I've heard that before, she said she was advised that she would lose her job or face criminal charges if she divulged certain info obtained through investigative subpoenas to attorneys suing the state of Michigan. She eventually hired outside legal counsel through the Michigan State Police Troopers Association after Lieutenant Colonel Amy Brimacombe, then a state police first lieutenant in charge of risk management, and the Attorney General's office indicated she could show up to the deposition unprepared and without reviewing the investigative records she authored, according to court filings. Did I want to provide the records? Stasiak said in an August 2023 deposition, whose transcript was disclosed in the federal civil case. I want to be honest. That's all I want. I want to be able to say what I did in an investigation, but I don't want to get myself in trouble doing so. And then it continues. Stasiak noted in her August deposition that she had the subpoenaed records in her car, but she was directed by the Michigan State Police not to produce the documents or even show them to her lawyer. In a separate deposition on October 23rd, 2023, Stasiak said she was told by Brimacombe that she could be charged criminally if she did something I'm not supposed to do during the deposition, and that the department no longer stands behind me because she hired Curtis as her lawyer independent of the agency. My understanding is that I am not supposed to disclose that which was obtained under investigative subpoena, Stasiak said during the October 2023 deposition. However, my understanding of the judge's order is that I am subject to testify to all of that. Well, yeah. But I'm in between a rock and a hard place because I can't review that stuff and I can't testify to the best of my ability without having it in front of me. And yet my department is telling me that I can't do that. And I am subject to departmental, in the very least, sanctions and or investigation if I disobey an order of my superiors.
So this actually just came out a few days ago. However, as you noticed, they are talking about 2023. That's when all of this transpired, even though it was just leaked a few days ago. In 2023 was actually when Temujin Kensu had his CIU application denied by Dana Nessel. Even though, like I said, proven innocent, it didn't matter. She also did not give him documentation stating why it was denied. He never received any paperwork, any written decision, nothing, absolutely nothing, which is totally moral. So the fact that she's fucking over a wrongful, another wrongfully imprisoned person, like, it's not shocking. My question is, why does this not open the door to look at Temujin, who has thousands of supporters, 8 innocence organizations, judges, cops, lawyers, senators, celebrities, everyone saying he's innocent? Why does that not open his case when you see her pulling this shit? She needs to be the fuck out. Like, she needs to be the fuck out. Like, this is, anyone who's like in law, they're not upheld to the same fucking standards. Like, you're AG and you're pulling this shit. And right now, with like the interwebs and shit, it's all gonna come out. It's all gonna fucking come out. Like, why are you even fucking doing this shit?
Yep. And I think it's also important to note that, like, not only is this just a terrible AG that is, violating the law for whatever their reasons may be, we'll assume corruption. This costs you, the taxpayer, like $58 million from like Detroit. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Detroit don't have $58 million to spare, you guys. And so your AG is bankrupting your state to uphold injustice. Get rid of them.
Yep. Clean house. Clean
Amen.
house, Nestle. Bye, business.
Do you want me to read some of this?
We don't have to, because it's kind of just summarizing what we just talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah, as someone who, just wrote the book on Temujin and who's been interviewing him over 5 years, seeing more and more proof come out against these people who are making bank while he sits there in prison almost 40 years later. Yeah, infuriating is not the word.
Yep. Well, you care if I jump to the Riviera? I've always wanted to go.
The Riviera. Take me on a mental vacation.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? Aruba, Jamaica. No, it's not. It's not a vacation, y'all. I'm sorry, I tricked you. We're actually talking about how Trump wants to turn Gaza into Gaza Riviera. So let's talk about it. I'm going to read you just a couple little pieces out of this Guardian article. There's a few spots in here that really pop my head. A plan circulating in the White House to develop the Gaza Riviera as a string of high-tech megacities has been dismissed as an insane attempt to provide cover for a large-scale ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian territory's population. On Sunday, the Washington Post published a leaked prospectus for the plan, which would involve the forced displacement of Gaza's entire population of 2 million people and put the territory into a U.S. trusteeship for at least a decade. Okay. Named the Gaza Reconstruction Economic Acceleration and Transformation Trust, or GREAT. They're making it great. The proposal was supposedly developed by some of the same Israelis who created and set in motion the U.S. and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, with financial planning contributed by Boston Consulting Group. Now, of course, you saw the first photo there. I'm just going to show it to you guys just one more time. We'll blow it up. But this is literally, they're like, hey, we're literally going to remove 2 million plus human beings, so that for 10 years while we rebuild blah 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 blah. I mean, I don't know, man.
It's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we're in the age of graphic design, and this is the shit you come up with?
Because they're idiots and all they can do is chat GPT. It's sad. Like, how does Trump not have a single person on staff with art skill?
Seriously.
I don't understand. But anyway. I want to jump to the spot that I highlighted, but I seem to have unhighlighted it. So give me a second to locate it here. Here we go. Examination of the map appears to suggest a plan. This plan would also involve expropriation for an Israeli security buffer zone of much of Gaza's agricultural land, which tends to be located at Gaza's periphery, closer to the border with Israel. The small print is most damning, however, making no distinction in terms of sovereignty between Gaza, Israel, and Egypt, suggesting no consideration has been made for Palestinian self-determination. Under the plan, Israel would maintain vaguely defined overarching rights over Gaza to meet its security needs. There would be no Palestinian state, but a Palestinian polity, which would join Trump's Abraham Accords. So a continuation of the open-air concentration camp.
But with less Palestinians.
And no farmland. Good luck feeding yourselves.
Is there farmland left, though? Let's be real. They cut down all their fucking olive trees. Like, there is no farmland left. But
Yeah.
did that article say anything about all the oil that's underneath Palestinian land? Because
No.
I'm sure it didn't. But
It
I
always
mean,
forget
I'm
that.
sure they'll like accidentally, strike oil when they're building their fucking space station, whatever the fuck that thing is. I mean, first of all, good luck. It's going to take you years to even haul out all of the rubble that you fuckers exploded in where all those once were homes. Like, so I posted yesterday, I was like really thinking about this because I think people get desensitized to numbers a lot. And I'm still seeing people sharing, you know, oh, 15,000 people in Gaza were unalived. And it's like, that is literally like a year and a half old. No, like, stop sharing that. Well, it has come out that an estimated 434,000 Palestinians have been unalived in about 23 months. Now, take that and take the fact that it was 2.3 million people in Palestine on October 7th. Okay. So you are literally talking at best 1 out of every 5 Palestinians have been martyred. 1 out of 5. What in the actual fuck are people still silent for? Seriously, what?
Yeah.
Because you're just talking about a lot of these are just from weapons and bombs and stuff. Now we're at the point where people are just dying because of circumstantial, because of fucking Izzy terrorist state psychopaths are fucking starving them and not giving them water. And where they are under tents, those who are lucky enough to have tents, is 124 fucking degrees and they have no water. People are dying, not just because of, the bombs and the drones and the weaponry. They are dying also because they are suffering to death.
Yeah.
So you're talking 1/5 at best.
Worse if you listen to Trump, because he said 1.7 million back in February.
Right.
So if his numbers are correct, which let's not forget, America has possibly the greatest intelligence apparatus on earth. So if his numbers are correct, it's even worse. And there's been an additional 10 or not 10 months, but like additional 7 months thrown on top of that at this point.
And we're also reading articles that say there's thousands upon thousands of people still buried under the rubble. Yeah. So there's tens of thousands of people who still are not accounted for. So, I mean, will we ever know the true number? Unfortunately, I think there's only one way we will know.
Well, I want to talk about, while we're in this topic, I want to talk about how the narrative is shifting and public support is shifting. So let me jump to this next one. Leading genocide scholars say Israel's war in Gaza fits the definition. In a resolution issued Sunday by the International Association of Genocide Scholars, the scholars argue that Israel's actions in Gaza meet the legal definition of genocide under the United Nations Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. That document, which has been ratified by more than 150 states, characterizes genocide as crimes committed with intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. And I just had to bring that up because like these guys are considered like the final say, at least in the realm of like all these various genocide think tanks. They're the big ones because they're like the gathered minds of all the various groups. And they're like, yeah, it's a genocide, guys.
So I had 2 thoughts when I heard this. Number one is, Bernie, are you finally going to grow some fucking balls? Because every time someone asks you if it's a genocide, you're like, it's a legal term. I don't know, guys. It's a legal
He doesn't even have to grow balls. He just has to blow with the wind at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then my other thing was, why the fuck did it take you 2 years? Because we've been saying this shit. Like, come on. Like, no, we are past genocide. This fucking shit is a Holocaust, okay? They have concentration camps. They have death camps. Look at pictures side by side from Holocaust 1 and Holocaust 2025.
Yep.
They're fucking identical. All you have to do is
incredible.
turn the new ones black and white, and you will not be able to tell which one they are from. This is a Holocaust. And if you look at the definition of the Holocaust, it absolutely is a Holocaust. Holocaust is not synonymous with Judaism. It's not about being Jewish. A Holocaust is of a people. So when you look at the actual definition, this is a Holocaust, hands down.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I want to now talk about the blowback. And here is the blowback. So, facing voter pressure, swing state Democrat swears off AIPAC cash. Representative Deborah Ross became the latest Democrat to swear off AIPAC amid pressure to hold Israel accountable for its genocide in Gaza. It goes on to say she received over $100,000. Now she claims she's not going to take it anymore. Now, I just wanted to bring this up because personally, I don't believe it yet. I think what AIPAC's plan is, now that their name has become so toxic that receiving their money has now become a negative, they're just going to find new ways to like back channel it. Because as you know, we have 1,000 loopholes built into our moronic electoral system that allow you to, without even identifying who you are, do a super PAC, because it's not for this candidate. It's for educating the voters on political issues that just might be about how everyone other than this candidate is garbage. Let me show you $10 million worth of ads to try to defeat our opponents. And they won't call it AIPAC because they won't have to, because they just go through super PACs.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say, like, when I first saw this, I thought it was Jill. I was like, what's Jill up to? Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm a little blind, but I looked at it and I'm like, what's Jill up to? I'm gonna talk.
If you put a thumb over her eye zone, it is Jill, but she's definitely she looks like Sam the Eagle in the eye zone though, from the Muppets. I don't know.
When I saw this, I'm like, I don't give a fuck, because like honestly, unless you give back every fucking dime you've ever taken from AIPAC, I mean ever, because she's not the only one doing this. And even people who are elected and seeking to be reelected are doing this. Give every fucking penny back to AIPAC. Or no, actually what I said online was take every fucking penny you've ever been donated to from AIPAC and donate it to the fucking World Central Kitchen or someone who's going to help people in Gaza. Then I'll start fucking believing you. But if you're not giving any of the fucking money back, wow, okay, cool. You say you're not taking it from here on out. Guess what? I don't fucking care, because the second you get elected, you're allowed to still take their donations anyway. Yeah. So it means nothing to me. It fucking means nothing.
I think it's still good because it still forwards the conversation. I just don't trust these people. And when she'll say that, but again, she's going to find another way to get that money, and if not now, they'll just work it out with one of the other many ways you can engorge yourself with corruption in America. Like as soon as you leave your job, you get to take on a 7-figure consulting job. You don't even got to go to Israel. You could do it from home and they'll give you your money. It's like at the end of the day, we'll see how this works out. But I think it's good for people to see that the AIPAC cash is now poisoned. I think that's good.
But I think, it's also important that people realize that this, not taking AIPAC money does not equate to how you vote. We have learned that, okay? When you're talking about like sending fucking terrorist state of Israel more ammo and more money and stuff. There are people who do not take AIPAC who have voted in favor of that shit. So it's not synonymous. So you got to be careful that you're like, oh, she didn't take AIPAC money, so I'm going to hook her up because we should crowdfund her because that's awesome. And then she gets in there, and next thing you know, she's voting as though she may as well have taken AIPAC money. I mean, it's people do what you let them do. Tell her that's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah. Well, did you, by the way, speaking of blowback, did you see that insane interview with Adam Friedland and Richie Torres? Did you see that?
I did.
What did you think of that, by the way?
You know, Richie's everyone's friend. If you're not blocked by Richie on Twitter, you are seriously like, you need to step up your fucking game, okay? Because people who just exist get blocked by Richie Torres, which is illegal, by the way, because he is an elected representative. But what did I think about this? Well, I'll tell you what I thought about the dude interviewing.
Adam, yeah.
What I thought about him was he can eat a bag of dicks. Because there were a few moments when, you know, Richie pushed back and was like, well, how do you feel about, you know, people who want a Palestinian state and want to push Israel out and just so Palestine can have the whole thing? And he's like, fuck those people. Fuck you. Fuck you. So, like,
well, he's still in two-state mode, you know, but I still am grateful to watch Richie Torres get roasted like live. It was kind of a lovely thing to watch him squirm because he knew that he looked like a piece of shit.
I can't fucking handle it. I can't. I wait for the clips. Like, I wait for recaps because I'm like, I can't fucking sit through some of that shit. I don't know who is that guy that interviewed.
Oh, Adam Friedland? No, he's a comedian. He did the famous podcast Come Town years back, and now he just does the Adam Friedland show. But no, he's just a comedian, but you know, he's a Jewish comedian who, like, honestly, and like I said, I watched the whole interview. The good stuff doesn't even happen until the last 15 minutes because I think he was trying to kind of like psych the dude out by trying to be nice to him for most of the interview, but he had an agenda, and his agenda was, we need to talk about this. But here's the thing, when I watched it, I felt like he was throwing Richie Torres like this softball of what do you would call it, like a softball of empathy. He's like, hey man, let's stop like arguing. Let's stop talking about all of our talking points. Let's just talk about like what this feels like. Okay. I'm telling you that there are kids starving. And he's like, what do you think about this? And he's trying to just get him to like relate as a human being. And I honestly think it's because he wanted to help him look like a human being, but Richie Torres was not having any of it. And Richie Torres gets like offended. At one point in the interview, he calls him like anti-Semitic, and Adam Friedland's like, are you fucking crazy, dude? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then at one point he starts like basically
self-hating Jew.
Yeah, and then at one point he's basically saying, you know, you're regurgitating all this propaganda. And Adam Friedland's like, dude, are you calling me Hamas? Are you trying to Hamas me? You know, like, why are you doing this? I'm just trying to help you to show some empathy. And I don't know. I enjoyed watching Richie Torres just like be offered a little fig leaf, or what do you call it? A little olive branch of peace, and just like light it on fire. I thought it was great because it shows you who Richie Torres is. You know, like I said, Adam Friedland, he didn't do a very good job of you know, fighting for human rights, but he was trying to at least get Richie to show a little bit of human empathy. And Richie was like, not over my dead body.
At the same time, like, people only go on people's show if they think they're going to be safe. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Like I said, Richie Torres blocks everyone. I don't even know how he has followers because everyone's fucking blocked. Like, so the fact that he would go on this guy's show, he thought he was going to have a friend in him, and that bothers me.
Yeah, I mean, he thought he was, but at the end of the day, you know, and honestly, I think that's a good thing because it created a situation where he had to be held accountable. And again, he was given an opportunity. He could have done the both sides, and he could have been like, hey, man, I do feel for these Palestinian people. And really, he could have shown a little humanity. But he knows where his bread is buttered. He doesn't get like over $1 million from let Palestinians not be genocided groups, but he does get over $1 million from the groups doing the genociding. So of course he decided to go full throated Israel. And again, I don't know. I enjoyed watching Richie full mask off because it's going to be hard if you're one of his constituents watching that to be able to defend that. Because again, Adam Friedland, he dropped the pretense. He's like, we're not doing comedy or an interview anymore. I just want you to like talk to me as a human. And Richie's like, no, I refuse. Like,
I am not a human. I do not have my human suit on.
yeah. So
he's such a wanker.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well, since we're in the Gaza zone,
how he's elected, everybody fucking hates that dude.
I don't understand it either, man. He looks like an empty suit. He looks like I don't know, some sort of shapeshifter, and he just takes whatever form, whatever position. I don't like people like that. I feel like when I'm not looking at them directly, their features are just slowly like pulsing and rearranging until I focus on them again. I don't like people like that, man. So
oh my god, now I won't be able to unsee that.
Well, since we're in the talk of Gaza, do you want to jump to the Yemen?
What's that?
Do you want to jump to the Yemen since we're talking about the Gaza stuff?
Yemen. Let's talk about Yemen.
Let's talk about Yemen.
That was bad. That was a really bad joke.
It is. It sucks that the media here doesn't seem to really be doing their jobs on this one. I really have been seeing almost next to no coverage of this. It's very strange.
I saw nothing until I saw this and looked more into it.
Yeah, it's very under the radar.
When people say they get their news online, don't fucking laugh at them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Israel has just assassinated Yemen's Prime Minister Ahmed al-Rahawi, a sovereign nation's leader, wiped out like a footnote in someone else's story. Now imagine this: Chancellor Merz of Germany sipping coffee in Berlin, suddenly vaporized by a foreign drone. Or Prime Minister François Bayrou of France, addressing Parliament in Paris, targeted by a precision bomb. Picture Prime Minister Keir Starmer of the UK walking Downing Street, erased in an instant. What if Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni of Italy met her end in Rome's historic streets? If an Arab nation dared send such a missile into a European capital, slaughtering one of these leaders, oh, the apocalypse that would follow. The world would erupt in righteous fury, NATO jets screaming across skies, UN resolutions raining down like hellfire, sanctions crippling economies overnight, trials at The Hague, global coalitions forming faster than you can say war crimes. And the country that did it would be branded a rogue state, its leaders hunted like ghosts, its people starved under blockades. But when Israel does it, crickets from the West. This isn't justice. It's a rigged game where some nations play God and the rest pay the price. Wake up, world. Impunity isn't power. It's poison. And it's spreading.
Like, they unalived the fucking prime minister of Yemen.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Like, it's...
Well, technically, he was on Greater Israel's land, so...
Everything's Greater Israel's land.
Well, God promised them this planet 3,000 years ago, and I'll be damned if you're going to stand in the way of their achieving God's plan. You know,
God's plan is where we are as well. They own us, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
The ununited states of Izraehell.
Indeed. Let's throw this next video up here and we'll keep this rolling. Ooh, this one's 8 minutes. You want me to do the whole thing or just a little bit?
No, just like the first 2 minutes. I'll tell you when you can cut it.
I am getting more and more enraged by the fucking minute. So I'm gonna tell you now, some of this shit not gonna make no sense. If you want to fact check me, please come with legitimate facts and not based in white supremacist Zionist fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna do it with you. How the fuck does Israel keep getting away with this shit? How do anybody keep getting away with this shit? How do people? And then this is not the first time people have used God to justify a genocide. An entire cabinet of Yemeni officials gone. An entire department of Al Jazeera journalists, reporters, and cameramen gone. 434,000 Palestinians gone. And they doing all of this motherfucking shit to terraform a region and build a port that they are likely going to use slave labor to function. Again, right? Hear me. Here's my thought. All of this shit with immigration, militarizing an entire city, that being DC. I don't know if DC is considered a city. I know it's not considered a state, whatever it is. They're militarizing DC, trying to throw motherfuckers in prison while we know our prison system is just a modern form, a modern reformation of chattel slavery, okay? Some are going to concentration camps, and I guarantee you they're going to try to use slave labor over in that place that does not belong to them people to build another nation yet again. They're going to do the same shit that they did to build the United States in occupied Palestine.
You could stop it there. I don't know. Like, I just connected with her. Like, I was like, we need to see more of this outrage. We have to. Sometimes I feel like I'm fucking screaming into a void when I do these independent, like, spur of the moment, like, scream at your phone things. And it's just like, just seeing videos like this, I'm like, cool, we're not alone. Like, people fucking feel the same exact way.
You know, her going off on that was reminding me of just so many atrocities. She's right. It's like, how are they getting away with this? And at the end of the day, we do know how. It was U.S. complicity. It's like the UN has been trying now for years to step in on Israel and their crimes against the Palestinians. For years, crimes of colonialism, crimes of these settlers illegally, violently stealing land. They've been trying, but every time they do, the United States raises their hand and vetoes every single time. It'll be the entire world will vote for a resolution. The entire world, except for two countries, the one being voted on that doesn't get a vote, and the U.S., who always vetoes.
Yeah.
I hate it. Let's jump to the next one here. Thanks for sharing that, by the way. I appreciate it. It is nice to hear somebody with like the same soul who feels still. They have human feelings. I knew those people existed.
That's some crazy shit.
It is. In this day and age, it is now radical to have human emotion. Welcome.
Yeah. Goosebumps.
That's super encouraging. I appreciate seeing that. I got to say though, I am concerned. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the Knesset members, but there have been multiple members of the Knesset in the last so many days have brought up Greta, who's a part of this flotilla,
Yeah.
and they've said that she is a terrorist now. They're now using the wording that she is a terrorist.
Yeah.
And I mean, if anybody is going to start priming the pump for their outcome of their actions, it's Israel. And now they're just straight up saying, hey, we're using the magic words that means we can unalive her, guys. Did you notice
Well,
that?
it's her
We're
second
using the magic
flotilla,
unaliving
too.
word.
Yeah. It's her second flotilla.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, okay. The next video kind of gets into the flotillas more.
That's it, the flotilla's off. The 38th attempt to reach Gaza. 5 have been successful. Israel know we're coming, but the numbers are not what anybody expected. From 44 countries, hundreds of people descending from Barcelona, Tunis, Sicily, all on a mission. Greta Thunberg is with us. Greta, come up here. Woo! This is our Greta's first mission, and it will not be her last. It wouldn't be complete without the front hatch. That's it.
Yay.
44 countries. Damn.
Yep. I saw a thing, but I couldn't verify it. So I didn't bring a thing up for it. So y'all research it on your own. I can't verify if this is true or not, but I had read a post where someone was discussing that Italian dock workers were proposing a strike.
Yes,
if
that is true.
Israel does not let the flotilla for humanitarian aid through, they will stop any further shipments to Israel or from Israel pretty much coming to Europe because Italy's one of the biggest ports.
Yep, that is accurate.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty awesome. More solidarity.
That is where it hurts them.
Yes.
The means of production, like all of us protest and everything like that, and there is a place for that and a time for that, and it is good and powerful, and it makes us feel good, and it makes us feel, as though we're in solidarity. But at the same time, doing things like the dock workers are threatening, you're talking about taking money from them by doing that. That is gonna fuck them up so much worse.
More than anything else, because this whole world runs on money. Like, money is the placeholder for power. If you don't have money, you don't have power.
Yeah, which is why Palestine is in a Holocaust.
Exactly. Well, let's throw the next one on here.
Haven't done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group. No.
Play it again. Play it again.
Oh my God.
Haven't done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group.
My favorite part was the judge had to turn around because she busted out laughing, and that's not appropriate. So
wait, show it again. I didn't notice that.
Watch. It's amazing.
haven't done anything. We're a totally peaceful racist group. No.
Oh my God, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh
Holy
man,
shit,
I love
man.
a good Freudian slip.
That
Woo!
is so freaking amazing. Like, I want to make that my ringtone.
Thank you. That's so
Oh
funny.
my God. That was
All right.
beautiful. Absolutely
We got
beautiful.
we got one more in our Gaza catch up here. Oh man, that was good. I'm gonna smile the rest of the day for that.
What's your thoughts about what's going on over in Palestine right now?
My thoughts about what's going on over in Palestine, minimal, because what's going on over there is absolutely horrific. I don't know where to begin with it. I mean, what people allow is what will continue, and that's been evidenced in this country for a long time now.
Do you think there's anything we can do as people to bring it to a stop, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first thing is that if you're an apologist for genocide, then you're compliant towards it. I remember when I was a little boy hearing about horrors of Nazi Germany and the things that they were doing to people. And the one thing that struck me as a child was how could people comply with that? In the past week, starving, malnourished, critically ill children are being denied visas to be taken to the United States of America for medical treatment, despite the fact that most of the munitions and weapons that have been used against Palestinians are actually American in origin. But if people can turn a blind eye to the children that are starving to death, being blown up in hospitals, to the doctors and the journalists that are being executed, to the homes in residential areas that are being targeted airstrikes, like the woman who was a nurse in one of these hospitals, and she had her 7 children and her husband in their home in a residential area bombed, because this is how much they want to stop anyone, any of you, anybody from standing up and speaking the truth, because the truth is the only thing that can set people free. And what you all need to realize, this isn't something that happens to them and doesn't affect us. This is something that happens to them because they're relying on us doing nothing about it. And then by the time that it starts affecting us, it'll be too late, because they'll already know how to carry out a program successfully. And there's no lack of coincidence that a lot of the stratagems that have been used in Gaza over the last several decades are actually taken directly from the illegal occupation of Ulster and Northern Ireland. And this is why Britain used to be world leaders in military intelligence and close security. But if you actually look at the companies and who owns them, you'll find that in the last decade or so, Israel happens to have some of the most successful private security and private military companies, because they're the ones, like Britain had for many decades now, they've had for many decades, a targeted, controlled populace that they can work their tactics out on. If you allow something like that to persist and you silently turn a blind eye, don't think that you're any better than the Germans. You're worse. And if you are a child of Jah, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, whatever you want to call the Almighty, and you actually care about where your soul progresses from this incarnation, I suggest you stop turning a blind eye and realize that you are part of the problem or you're part of the solution.
What's your thoughts about?
Whoa.
Yes. So this young man here, he goes up to people and just says, what are your thoughts on Palestine? Like, just walks in common areas and just asks people. That beautiful man just happened to be asked. I'm going to show another one of the videos later. But I've only seen, and I haven't seen all the videos. I've seen over a dozen, and I've only seen one that was like Zio's. But everyone else is like him, like going on and on about how fucked up this is. And it's really beautiful to see him just go up to random people. Like, it's not like, we talk to people in our lives who, like, if I talk to my comrades, they all feel the same as me. But if I went up to strangers and stuff, would they all agree with the way I view things? I don't know. But it's really, I mean, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. People in the UK are so much more intelligent and so much more thoughtful and so much more just more of an activist mind than any of us Americans. It just is. They're just more thoughtful.
Well, it's funny. I noticed that during that whole interview with that guy, again, the dude gave like a spot on like point of view on this situation, but the dude literally is like open carrying a beer, day drinking,
Yeah.
And he's still this fucking thoughtful. Imagine if you walk up to somebody in America who's like open drinking of freaking beer, and you ask them about, hey, what do you think about Palestine? God, I can't even imagine, dude.
It
Other
looks
world.
like, and I don't know, but it almost looks like a sporting event or something. Like it
Could
looks
be,
like
yeah, it could be.
up there it's kind of like bleacher things or
Stadium
something. So I'm
seating.
like,
Yeah.
that would be really, I mean, that it's just really cool to see people.
I enjoyed that.
What's that?
I enjoyed that. That was great.
Yeah, I like this kid's videos.
And then they got one more in this I almost missed. Let's do it.
Hey, yo! We want to introduce you to the most amazing destinations in the world. Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. It's young, sunny, colorful, diverse, and above all,
oh my Jewish country only.
Tel Aviv beaches are the best. Tel Aviv and Jerusalem have the most amazing nightlife. Jerusalem, the heart of the world. A spiritual adventure with 3,000 years of amazing history. See you here soon. We love you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoo!
Oh, can I just give a shout out to Javier Bardem? Listen, No Country for Old Zios. Dude, I fucking love you. I've always loved you because of your acting and your films, but I really fucking love you. Like, really fucking love you. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, Javier Bardem has been very pro-Palestine for quite some time, but also recently, when he was at an award show and supposed to be talking about like his films and stuff, he took the opportunity to say that the IDF are Nazis. And I think that is so fucking brave for a celebrity to equate them with Nazis, because they are. So for him to be that brave, and I mean, of course, it's, you know, he's getting shit everywhere for it, but those of us who understand the context of what he was talking about know he is absolutely correct. And shout fucking out, Javier, because that took balls.
So I want to connect from this piece on Gaza to the growing empirical wars abroad. I don't know if y'all have been following the news on Venezuela, but a couple of days ago, it came to light that America was surrounding Venezuela with a ton of our U.S. Navy ships. This was a post from Representative Carlos Gimenez. He says, "Our prayers are with the courageous men and women of our armed forces as they approach the coasts of Venezuela." Now, you might ask yourself, why are we launching our whole Navy and surrounding Venezuela? What's that about? From our anti-war president, Mr. Trump. What is he doing? So anyways, I'll let you know what he's doing. He's doing this. Today, Trump announced that we basically launched a hot war against Venezuela. I don't even know if I can show this video, but it is like declassified footage from the White House of them straight up unaliving 11 people on a boat, claiming that it was a drug boat full of MS-13, not MS-13, Tren de Agua members. But again, they've provided no evidence. And let's not forget that Trump's been wrong about who's members of this gang before, because apparently if you get like a soccer ball and a crown tattooed on your arm, that means you're in a gang. Or if you get autism awareness puzzle piece, you're in that gang. So again, I don't know if these 11 people were in that gang. I don't think we can show it. Can we show it? I don't know if we should. I don't want to.
They're gonna ding me. Yeah.
Just know that you get to watch 11 people get unalived. Back in the day, you needed people like Snowden and others to leak this kind of information to you so you could see it. But now they show it to you with pride. That's fucking fascism. Anyway, yeah. So
well,
that
Venezuela
definitely
are a bunch of fucking socialists.
What now?
Venezuela is a bunch of fucking socialists.
So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I heard. I'm
Remember,
sorry.
that was like the biggest thing. Like when AOC came out and people actually like thought she was legit, and they're like, Venezuela. This place is going to turn into Venezuela. It's all socialism.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole thing just gets under my skin so hard because it's like, what are we doing? What's the difference between this and what Israel's doing in Yemen? It's like we are attacking the sovereignty of other nations and literally unaliving people without any process whatsoever. This is like a Cold War is when you make threats of violence against one another. A hot war is when you come through on those threats. We just came through, y'all. We're in a hot war. And it's now up to Venezuela to determine how they're going to respond to us literally sinking boats from their country. Like, and I've seen one of the things that popped in my head as soon as I saw this video. It is a small boat. There, like I said, there's like 11 people on this boat. Okay. Why couldn't they just stop the boat?
Right.
They have an ocean of Navy ships, the biggest, baddest, most deadly things on Earth out there. Why couldn't they just stop the ship and arrest the people and then ask them questions like, are you in this gang? Do you have drugs on your boat? They didn't bother to do any of those things. They just straight up unalived all these people. Anyway, I don't want to go on a rant here, but our peace-loving president just started us into another war. So have fun. Don't join the Navy, y'all.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Well, we do have
I just had to get that out of my system.
We have a funny that we can end on, and it is the young man who did the interview. This is another interview he did.
All right, let's do it.
Do you know anything about what's going on in the world? How old are you?
13.
13. Do you know what's going on in Palestine or?
I don't know. I saw the what's it? The protest. Yeah, there was like all like these VG vans down by like South Church and all that, and they're all singing. And yeah, my mate's got grabbed up by a policeman. Yeah, I'm with him now. Ronnie, I'm on an interview. I'm gonna go famous on TikTok. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, come on.
Nice one, boy. Do you know anything about what's going on in the world? How old are you?
Say it again.
I'm gonna go famous on TikTok.
I'm going famous.
You know what's going on in Palestine or?
I don't know. I saw the what's it? The protest. Yeah, there was like all like these VG vans down by like South Church and all that, and they're all singing. And yeah, my mate's got grabbed up by a policeman. Yeah, I'm with him now. Ronnie, I'm on an interview. I'm gonna go famous on TikTok. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
I'm 13. Oh my god, I've watched that like 10 times. I just fucking love it.
I'm gonna go famous on the TikTok. That's good. All right, I got one funny.
I'm being interviewed.
I'm being interviewed.
Famous on the TikTok. Oh my god, I'm only 13.
You're killing me. All right, I grabbed a funny one too. Mine's super short as well. I thought this was grand.
No sound.
Oh, no sound? I don't know why it's not giving you sound, but it says my browser has lost connection to my screen share audio. Well, that's fun. Let me restart it. Give me a second, y'all. Thanks for being patient. See if it works this time. Can you hear it now?
Nope.
Well, anyways, what he's saying, it's just the stupid commercial, but he's slapping the super tape that plugs the hole over the failing of our capitalism, and the tape, of course, says fascism. So, and he represents capitalists. Because at the end of the day, it's like, what will they do to keep capitalism from failing? Whatever it takes, even if they have to literally sell out to fascists.
Of course, goes hand in hand.
Oh,
well,
man,
you guys, thank you so much for watching. I actually do have to go because I have another show that I will be recording in a few minutes and posting in one day this week. Also, I was just on my buddy's show, Ron Placone, the other day. We do shows. God, I don't know how many shows we've done together. And I was on the other day, and that'll be coming out someday this week. So wait for that as well. We talk about my new book, Our Friend Temujin, The Wrongful Conviction of Temujin Kensu. Amazon.com for Kindle and paperback, and barnesandnoble.com. This book is incredibly important to get his story shared because he's already 62 and he's been in prison almost 40 years and he is not in good health. So we need his story spread far and wide. And we need to do everything we can to get him out. So thank you guys so much. And
I got to shout out real quick before we disappear.
Uh-huh.
Hey, if you guys get a chance, will you throw that thing I shared up? If you guys get a chance, please go to hawthorneparkpotluck.org. We are in desperate need of some extra volunteers or some extra donations. Right now, we've been feeding somewhere around 150, 160 people a day, 4 days a week, and it is a lot. So we could use all the help we can get, guys, if you get the chance. We love you. We appreciate you. Oh, and before we go, does anyone you want to have march the parade off the cliff this week? Your Grand Wizard?
I think I'm going to pick de Blasio. We didn't get a chance to get into it, but if you know, you know.
I'm not a fan of him either, but I don't know if he's my Grand Wizard this week. I feel like this week, oh man, I know I don't want it to be Trump all the time, but this whole Riviera thing triggered me in like whole new levels. And as I was reading the details of the prospectus, my stomach was just like it was like cramping on me. I'm just like, I can't believe this is physically making me ill.
The people who made those pathetic modules. That's who the fuckers are. Those guys
that did the terrible AI art.
Yeah.
Yeah, F them.
That's them. They are leading us off the fucking cliff.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Holly. We appreciate you. We appreciate
Holly,
all of our awesome
you.
viewers. We love
Thanks,
you, Holly.
everyone. Much love. Smash like and subscribe.
And remember to join us next week and every week here at the Capitalist Death Parade.